been thinking about a lot that's actually annoying me like crazy right now? Yes, we're having a rant video for once. As if I don't do this every now and then. But I just gotta bring it up because it bothers me and annoys me. And I want to know where you guys stand with this. Because like bro, what are we talking about? I'm tired of people knocking friend slop. In case you don't know what friend slop is what they tag to games that require, I guess, friends to play. I don't know the exact definition. If someone can give me the exact definition of what friend slop actually entails of, let me know. But I'm assuming they're talking about all these like $5 games that drop on Steam every so often, and their whole intention is to like drop this game that you play for like a week and then never go back to. But like, look, here's the thing. Friend slop, low-key, has been better than AAA titles for the past couple years. Not all of them, obviously. I'm not trying to knock the good ones, but there's some that drop. You finally like get a chance to play it, and you're like, I spent $60, $70, $80 on this shit. Cool. I'm gonna go back to playing Peak. It's like, bro, and then you play games like Peak, and you're just having a great time. Yes, to be fair, it's like, is it a good game if you require friends to play it? And that answer is up in the air, honestly. Like, I always say, you probably heard me say this a lot. This game is great with friends. You know, if you play like My Hero Academia, All's Justice, it's great with friends. If you play Bleach, Rebirth of Souls, it's great with friends. But what does that actually mean? And honestly, it's like any game you play with the homies is always going to be a good game. Whether the game is good or bad or whatever, it's going to be a good time because you're just like, you know, you're vibing with the homies. You're sitting on the couch, the equivalent of sitting on the couch with them online nowadays. But we used to do this back in the day, you know, with like Tenkaichi 2 and stuff like that. You sit down with the homies, you have a good time. Every time friend slop is tossed out as an option, I just always see people talking about like, oh brother, can we stop with the friend slop? I'm like, bro, the games are fun. Like, I think the best part about friend slop is how cheap it is. It's like, if I pay $5 for a game and I play it for a week, even if I play for like, you know, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, it's like, oh, whatever, I play $5. But you know what's not a good feeling? When you spend $60, $70, $80 in a game, you play once, you're like, damn. And I know we've all been there before. If you've been there, let me know what that game is for you recently down below. And if you're gonna say Sparking, get out. It's time to move on, bro. It's been 2 years now, dog. We get it. You don't like the game anymore. The point is friend slop is not that bad. You know what I like about friend slop is the fact that every single time a new friend slop game comes out, it's different. And like, I've been actually seeing on Twitter and social media the last couple weeks, there's so many good games coming out that are friend slop that just look fun. There's a game called We Are Cooked, I believe it's called. It's you and up to 3 other friends, so 4 players max. You have to hide a body. I think that's funny. 3 idiots in that video is going to be generational. You better believe we're recording that day 1. I don't know how that's going to work out. You'll have to do like multiple parts, but we're definitely recording that. And then also in that same week, I saw another game where it's 2 people on the log. Like, you know, me and Dad have done our fair share of friend stop games where it's like paddle boats and stuff like that. It's fun. It's just the rage bait, the energy back and forth, the anger. It's good content. I mean, at least for a content creator. I mean, I guess I might be a little bit biased because to me, it's more fun to record videos like that because of the chaos that ensues. So I might have a much different view than the average, but I've also consumed my fair share of friend stuff that I didn't record. And there's a lot of games that we just be playing with the gang that we don't upload just because it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's different, you know? Like I don't always want to sit down. I don't always want to sit down and invest like, you know, 50, 60 hours in a game. I mean, I do that every so often, but sometimes I just want to kind of boot up a game and not have to think and then do whatever meaningless task they ask me to do. Pushing a rock up a hill, running into like a haunted mansion and, you know, looking for stuff to rob and sell like in repo. Like those games are fun to me. So I just don't get it. Like what is the hate with friend slop? If this is you, if you've been like anti-friend slop for the last couple of, I guess, months / year or two, what is it about those games that just makes you angry? Because to me, it's like, this is how I see stuff. If there's a game that gets released that I don't care about, I'm like, cool, I move on. But it's like, I've noticed there's more people that are vocal about it. It's like, oh, brother, again. As if they're not gonna go home and just boot up, you know, Call of Duty again for the millionth time. Like, you know, your generic shooters that get regurgitated every single year. Like, come on, bro. Can we talk about that? And even that technically can count as friend slop every now and then because you play with the homies. You play those games with the squad. You're not gonna queue in solo. I mean, you might if you're a masochist, but you know what I mean? Like what is it with the anti-friend slop like message that's been, you know, imprinted on social media around that? I need to know what is going on. What is, like, he said the thing. What is going on with that? Like, somebody explain to me. I honestly, with me, I just get excited. And again, there is some bias factor to it because when a new friend slot comes out, my brain immediately goes to, oh, this video is gonna be funny. This video with the squad is gonna be hilarious. Even playing this off camera, off stream with the homies is gonna be a good time. I just like games like that where you don't gotta like, do too much, press your brain, sit up to play. You're just hanging back and just hanging out with the homies. But I feel like that energy isn't reciprocated online because people just seems to be so visceral towards it, and I just do not understand. I do not understand. So that's why I'm making this video. I want to hop in and just see where everybody stands with that. And by the way, if there's any friend slop that you've been seeing come out or has already come out that will be a good video for the 3-8s, by all means, feel free to let me know. And also tell me some of your favorites. But again, I just don't get, going back to the whole argument, I just don't get the hatred towards it. It's like you spend $5, that's it. $7, that's it. And then you move on. You play for a couple hours, maybe, an hour, and you still get your money's worth. And then you go back to your $70, $80 games, or like even like the service games where you probably already spent hundreds of dollars. And it's like, I just do not, the math isn't computing, if that makes sense. Oh my God, it got me on here yelling and shit. I mean, just look at some of these tweets. There's gonna be a lot of tweets that are like, oh, friend swap is fine. But like in general, if you just even look up the term, there's just so many people who are just angry all the time. It's like, I don't get it. Friend swap is to PC what hyper casual is to mobile. Guaranteed earnings, audience low risk, fast, sloppy production. I mean, I get it. There's been some games that are like, not as good, not as enjoyable, but I feel like they don't really hit the radar like that compared to others. I feel like what happens is you'll get the good friend swap that hits the market. It gets played all over Twitch. People make YouTube videos. People play with their friends. And those are the games that get knocked for like the ones that don't even make the radar. I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't get it. The friend swap guy is the most vindicated human being of the decade. So, I mean, look at this. Is this not funny? Dog, I'm telling you, me and Dado, when we play this, is gonna be hilarious. Yet again, indie dev studio publishes 4-player streamer bait friend swap to try to replicate the success of Lethal Company. I will say some of the games that do just straight up copy others, but again, those don't usually tend to blow up. When we usually look at friend swap, we usually look at the ones that like really bang. Like Lethal Company is a fantastic game. I think to this day, I think it's still one of the best friend swap games that came out. Peak, fantastic game. And it's funny because Peak technically right now is being sort of replicated right now. There's that golf game that's coming out in a couple of weeks. That's going to be hilarious. But I feel like everything about that game looks exactly Peak coded. And I thought it was the same devs, and it's not. It's just, a very similar design, but now you're playing golf as opposed to climbing up a mountain. But I think it's gonna be fun for what it is. At least I hope, But I don't know. It's just something that has been bothering you for the longest. Y'all flamed that friend swap guy years ago, but he was right. I don't know, man. It's a topic that I've always wanted to like kind of cover on here. I've talked about it on stream. I've talked about it on social media before, and I feel like every time I talk about it, I get crazy pushback on it. Which is fine. Again, it is what it is. You can have your opinions on whatever, but I just see it as it's they drop a game, it's $5-6. You play with your friends for a couple days, maybe sometimes even longer, and then call it a day. But you know what's not a good feeling, as I mentioned earlier in the video, is when you spend $70, $80, $100 on a game and then it ends up being awful. Because that happens a lot. Because the thing you gotta stay in marketing, it's so easy to make a game look great. The whole purpose of a trailer and marketing aspect of a game is to make you want to buy the game. So these trailers will drop and they will sell you like these crazy ideas for these games. And then it's not until you sit down and buy it and play it long enough, so you can't even refund it anymore, where you're like, whoa, this wasn't what I expected. We've all been there. Like I said, in the comments, let me know what that game is for you. This is where a lot of Spark and Zero people are gonna feel vindicated and be like, yeah, Spark and Zero is that for me. Outside of that, I'm sure you had other games like that that just didn't quite deliver as much. I mean, there's been a lot of good games for me that I feel like I enjoyed and then I attempt to not finish just because over the course of the playthrough of it, I'm like, I don't really care anymore. But with friend swap, you know what you're gonna get. You go inside, you rob it, you sell the stuff. You go up that mountain, climb it, and do it again. You go inside whatever tomb with your friends and cast spells with your microphone and call it a day. Like, you know what you're gonna get with it, and when that game ends up being kind of buggy or whatever or goofy, you know that you spend like $5 on it, $7 on it, $10 on it. It's not as bad as spending like 70, 80. Anyways, that's enough of my rant. So let me know your thoughts about that. And yeah, stay tuned for more friend swap that's coming on the channel. It's funny as I'm saying this is literally, bro, look at this one. I had this tweet up. I wasn't even paying attention. I was kind of looking on the side, but this is just Minecraft and fishing and Call of Duty. I think it's games like this. When people talk about friend swap, this is what they're talking about. But honestly, even this might be funny as a one-off. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know what's happening over here. But again, I'm also biased because I'm a YouTuber, and as a content creator, for me, I can just sit down and be like, yeah, that's gonna be a funny video. So I see games way, way differently. So I guess let me know where you stand with that. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. See you guys in the next video.